were on a cruise, and it happened that Puerto Rico was our next port of call, and I was very ill in the middle of the night. I was able to get in to see the ship's doctor immediately in the morning, and he said, "You need a CAT scan." So we'll get you off the ship. And they did. They set up the ambulance. Well, what was really wonderful in my feeling is that the doctor that first saw us that I remember was Dr. Marcus, the head of surgery. And I thought, wow, that's something. And to have the head of surgery tell us what's going to happen next. And he had, I think that was after the CAT scan, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and he had looked and said, you're going to need surgery, and we've set you up with the surgeon who ended up being Dr. Lopez, and we're going to move you to the surgical wing and get you ready.
December 30th, I was contacted by the emergency room because they had received a patient from one of the cruise ships arriving in San Juan. We came to the hospital and we saw that he had an emergent medical condition that had to be taken care of. We admitted the patient, started undergoing a series of diagnostic tests, and once we reached a diagnosis, we consulted a subspecialist in my department, Dr. Nicolas Lopez, and he took care of the patient and proceeded with surgery. All throughout the process, we were in constant communication with the patient and his wife, who were very grateful of the care they were receiving in Puerto Rico.
Gosh, when we arrived at the hospital, it was probably about 12:30 on Wednesday afternoon. Carlos and Eduardo was another individual who was very, very helpful. And there was good communication throughout the day as to what was happening next.
Well, the first face I saw was Dr. Lopez. I don't remember anything that he said.
You actually remember a little bit.
I do remember that. I did want to say that I was fully awake, of course, going into the OR, and how high-tech and modern everything was, and really first class. And the other fun thing, my hand had swollen from IVs, and they couldn't get my ring off, but it had to come off for surgery. They had about 8 different people trying different ways to get my ring off without cutting it, and they finally did. And it was just really very personal. It felt really good that they cared to try to save the ring and get it off without hurting me and get ready for the surgeries.
I think everything was clear. Fortunately, I did training in the States, so it was easy to communicate, and I mean the terminology and everything, I'm used to it, so I think that made it pretty easy for everyone.
Yeah, I never had any problem understanding what was going to happen. Or from day one, both my wife and I had the utmost confidence in Dr. Lopez. It was, and the other members of his group that I met during the time. Just all wonderful people, highly trained, very smart, and very good at communicating. Every time someone came to deal with me, they were caring and warm. I wish my Spanish was better, so I could communicate better with them. But many spoke English too, and obviously, when you deal with human beings, some people stand out over others, their personalities and such. So there were a couple of nurses who we bonded more over the time because I was here 9 days. But the care was excellent care.
Oh, he did excellent. He came not in the best shape, and he recovered very well from major surgery. I mean, he was here after surgery for 4 days after surgery. You were
charged Friday, so
yeah. And then we're here. I saw him yesterday. He's walking down the streets of Condado, and he doesn't look like he underwent a big surgery. He's almost on his way to go back home.
Well, I'm now a patient of Dr. Lopez, and I'm supposed to have a checkup exam in a year, and we plan on coming back and doing it here. As the care and because the quality, and we want to hope to see people again and spend some more time in this beautiful island.
I particularly after we met with Dr. Lopez, and of course after having met Dr. Marcus, boy, my level of confidence was just going up quickly. And I never, gosh, by Thursday morning, and as just the next couple days unfolded, I just knew we were where we needed to be. There was no question. There was just no question in my mind or Brian's mind. I think there's a really important aspect too. We're from Colorado, it's January, it's very cold there right now. We're here in San Juan, have the opportunity, we can go out and walk. We can go out and walk, which is very beneficial to Brian to get his strength back. That would not be an option at home right now.
No.
So we both talked about how beneficial that is to be here.
Yeah. Oh, one word.
One word. I just have to say excellent. I wish I could come. I mean, it's just been excellent. I'm so pleased that we were here.
Oh, I want to cheat and use two words, so I'm going to say caring and professional. And we would recommend it to anyone who asked us, who said, I needed surgery. I'd say, at least check it out before you make up your mind.